Smooth and original. Straight from the underground. Listen to the real funk. Hold on.
Welcome back to Fill in the Gaps. I am Egg, and welcome to part 2 of the SW Laser Fill in the Gaps mini-series, where we cover all aspects of laser tattoo removal. Today's special guest, we have been best friends for a long time. When I say a long time, I'm talking about 45 minutes we've known each other for.
That's it.
And it's about to be another hour. So, friend of Hayden, acquaintance of Hayden, knows Hayden from SW Laser, has had much laser done before, doesn't really listen to podcasts other than some wellness ones here and there. Today's guest, Harry Foxton. How you going, man?
Good, thanks, man. Thank you very much for having me.
Anytime. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Obviously, we don't know each other, but...
Yeah, soon will.
Exactly. We have been chatting for the past little bit, so we know a little bit about each other and what we got going on. So I'm sure we'll find things to talk about, no problem at all.
That's it.
Before we get into it, please be sure to like, subscribe, rate, share the show, tell people about the podcast, share things around. It always helps when people share reels and stuff. They don't really think about how much it helps, but it does help a lot. Check out the website, fitgpod.com, and thank you to the sponsors, obviously SW Laser Tattoo Removal for this series and Industry Tattoo Supply. You're here to talk about, we've already got one side of the laser tattoo removal journey from Hayden and Jess, being the ones that have kind of run it and got it all started. You, having been a client of theirs since 2019, I believe, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
So what tattoos did you have before that you got lasered off? How much area did they cover? And what was the initial thought process behind, I want to get laser? And was it always the plan to get as much as you did lasered off, or was it just kind of a snowball effect?
Yeah, so I pretty much when I first got it was my first tattoo, or my second tattoo. So the first tattoo I got was with my dad underage. With my brother, it was like a family tattoo that we got. And then this second tattoo was my first tattoo that I got by myself. And this was back in the day when you didn't have Instagram and all the online threads that you could find something cool and then be linked to the artist local to you. This is like Australian Tattoo Mag, Tattoo Candy days, that you just had to do your research from a book and then take it in and go, I want something like that. We went through, or pretty much rocked up. I was a drummer at the time, and I wanted a drum god. So it was like a lady.
What's a drum god?
What is a drum god?
I was like,
I'll explain that, Mr. Man.
I'm not like in touch with the music community. I was like, is this like a thing that I don't know about?
This is a fresh 18-year-old rock and roller describing a drum god to a tattoo artist. Okay. And in fairness to him, he did the best he could with with what I gave him. Yeah. So it was pretty much, it was like a female holding a snare drum in clouds, and she was naked, wrapped in musical notes.
Okay.
And I mean, you got 10 different artists to do that. You'd get 10 different tattoos. But the tattoo I got was a great tattoo at the time, but it just took up so much space. And I think, like, with my knowledge and the further on I progressed in the community of tattooing and a lot of the artists I met along the way, I was just like, I was just young and naive and very quick to it. And I just think I could have executed it better with some more knowledge and also a helping hand from someone else that possibly could have been in the industry at the time. But it is what it is, and I was originally going to just black it out.
Okay.
I didn't even think laser would be okay for me because it was like bright blue and there's all these different kind of colours that tattoo removal wasn't even, it was nothing on the cards for removing those colours at the time. So I was just going to black it out and then blast some stuff over it, or just, I don't know. I was just looking at alternatives, and I was going down that line anyway because I was pretty tattooed elsewhere. So that was going to be the last thing I did
Yeah.
to complete my sleeve on that arm. So the other part of the question, so I was doing a bit of touring in my band at the time called Foxton Kings, with like an alt rock and roll outfit, and we're doing some shows through Sydney and Melbourne, and I remember going to get tattooed down in Chapel Street, and I remember them talking about how good MJ Driver was down in Collingwood at the time, and I actually went and spoke to him, and they were getting Pico at the time. Well, they were getting Pico in, and they were trialling it. That was back in 2016, 2017.
For the people
was.
that don't know, what is Pico?
So Pico, I'm not a laser technician, but Pico is a laser that targets the lighter colours and colourful colours, so like your blues and purples and yellows and greens.
Cool.
Where another laser, which I don't know the name of, targets black, which is the furthest from your natural pigment.
You made up the drummer god. You got to make up a name for this laser now.
Oh man, there we go. So all right. Well, so I had a chat to him, and he had a look at my arm, and he was like, "Holy shit!" There was a lot to sort of laser out, and it was a pretty big endeavor in front of me. Yeah. But I'm quite strong-willed, and I'm pretty forward when I have an idea, and I chase that. So I just kind of, it sat in my head and had that initial consult with him, and then I ended up flying to Melbourne. Okay. For I think I had 2 sessions. Okay. And I'm going to come back to that probably later on in this discussion we have about how much you want to get it removed. We can probably come back to what I'm touching on here. Yeah. And how fucking serious are you about it, you know, and the reasons why. Yeah. You know. And all those sort of things. I've got my own, but it's one of those things that like I really wanted it gone, knowing that it was an option now. Okay. But up until then, I was just gonna do some biker flashes, heavy black Grim Reapers, black roses, you name it. I was just gonna blast over it. So I did that, and then I was down in Bunbury playing a show actually as well, where I met Jess, and that was Bunbury Southwest Tattoo laser. I think it might have been Southwest Tattoo as well. I can't remember. And she said, you could definitely get rid of it, and they were looking at getting a Pico in and all those sort of things. And I think I started in Fremantle on some of the black. There's a little tiny bit of black in the tattoo, and we started there. And then, the rest is kind of history, man. I think I had about 12 sessions all up over the space of 4 or 5 years. Or for about 4 years,
So how long was it between getting your first tattoo and the initial thought of maybe laser could be an option? Because I'm assuming you didn't go in, get your first or second tattoo, or even the drummer god, and then leave the shop and go, fuck, I want to get this lasered off, even if you knew that was an option. So how long was it between those where you're like, maybe not the blackout, maybe the laser is the right go?
If I'm being completely honest, I think I never knew I wanted it lasered. Okay. I never get tattooed. I'm pretty heavily covered, and I don't want any of my other tattoos removed. It was more the placement of where it was and how it was executed, just due to, not knowing. And I learned pretty quick because of that, Yeah. After I got my first good tattoo, and when I say good tattoo, I guess it was a good tattoo. It was a great experience from a great shop from a great artist named Peppermint Jones from Chapel Street. And I was like, whoa, this is what it's all about. Yeah. Well, this is what it's about for me. Everyone has their own, it's like any kind of art or music or whatever it may be. Everyone has their own vision and what they like and what they enjoy, what they want in their body, know. And I think for me, when I started getting those timeless pieces, there was these 2 here, I was like, whoa, man, this is sick. This is what it's about. And then I instantly was like, what am I going to do with that arm? Yeah. And that's where it happened. And that was when I was 21, 22. Okay. Yeah. So a while ago now, young boy. Yeah, a while ago now. So, yeah, that's kind of that journey. And I just was kind of always in the back of my mind. And I pretty much got everything else tattooed.
Yeah.
And that was still sitting there loud and proud.
Yeah.
Holding that snare drum. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was more so just started getting like more professional, well thought out, I guess, and better executed tattoos, and thinking like, this is what I want to be covered in, and in order to be covered in those, I have to now get rid of these other ones to make space? Or was it kind of like, not embarrassment, but kind of like, I just don't want that there anymore?
Yeah, I guess so, man. And I guess I started to look at my body, as cliche as it sounds, but as a bit of an art piece in a way, you know. And there was no like cohesiveness, sorry, with it, because everything was so, you know, tied in everywhere else. So it just so happened to be that I was fortunate enough to, you know, be in a position where I had money and I could fly over, but I did make that sacrifice, and I did a hell of a lot of research and emailing and phone calls. There wasn't even much on Instagram at that point. MJ just started up, but it was attached to tattoo studios as well, and then he got his own practice, which was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So, did you go to SW first and then went to Melbourne, or was it Melbourne first and from there you met?
No, it was Melbourne first.
Melbourne first.
It was Melbourne first.
Yeah, yeah. Is that because I know we kind of touched on this a little bit in part 1 with Hayden and Jess, but I know that the whole tattoo removal scene is quite new in Perth still. Was that kind of the case as to, I mean, other than obviously in Melbourne they had the Pico lasers, all of that. Was it just because of their quality, or was it like there wasn't really many options that you knew of because of like social media not being what it is now?
Good. That's a good question. I think I was just exposed to it over there.
Okay.
Because I was getting tattooed quite a bit in Melbourne.
Okay.
And the name kept popping up.
Yeah.
And like I said, I wasn't hunting for laser, man.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't. I knew that I was gonna do something with that arm.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that it was gonna be laser.
Yeah.
So it kept popping up, and I was like, man, well, I'm gonna go down and have a chat to him, and they were awesome.
Yeah.
And then, I still sat on the idea for a while. It wasn't an easy decision for me. It wasn't just like, oh, I'm just gonna zap that off. It's not. Sorry. It's not. It wasn't that for me at all, because I still have this idea around tattooing that it is forever. You know, I don't think you should get something in light of going, I can remove that. I still don't believe that's the case. Hence why I was going to say, you know, why I was going to cover it regardless.
Yeah.
But given the fact that the technology's there and now it is an option to, you know, change. I wouldn't, you know, it's not a mistake. I guess in some ways it could be viewed as that, but you know, you can alter something that you weren't that happy with to get something that you know you're going to be a lot more happier with, and be content with that. And then, you know, I don't see anything wrong with that. Yeah.
And like you kind of touched on before, obviously the commitment to fly over to Melbourne was a big one. It's not like you could, like it's not like it was kind of like backyard, it's right there. This is an option, I'm going to go there. It was, like you said, thinking out the whole process. Is this what I want to do? I'm sure even when you walked in there, still probably thinking to yourself, is this what I want to do? Because of that whole it's for life kind of thing. So how were the nerves kind of going over to Melbourne? Like when you were going to Melbourne, were you thinking, did you know you were going to get laser, or were you there, came across it and decided you were going to get laser? And kind of what would you say in regards to people that do view it as just like, doesn't matter, you can just remove it anyway? Like what's kind of behind that thought process?
So for me, like the two parts to that question, the first part, it was very intentional. I booked my flights, and the holiday wasn't a holiday. It was just like I went there for that. Yeah. That was my purpose. So once I made that decision, I was in. And I jumped right in. Yeah. So I went over for that purpose and that purpose alone. Yeah. As far as anyone else, I mean, I'm just talking my experience. Everyone else can do whatever they feel is right by them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not here to, you know, say what's right and what's wrong, because everyone has their own journey.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in some ways, I kind of wish that I did blast over it, and then it's like hindsight's one of those things that you're like, but if I did that, I probably would have wished that, you know,
Yeah.
I did the laser. And
Of course.
there's no right or wrong way. It's just what you think is going to be the best thing by you at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, being in certain communities and friend groups and that sort of thing, I was very fortunate that I was around good tattooists that could, you know, guide me to get the correct cover-ups and all those sort of things as well, and placement for the next stage of my arm.
Yep.
And Hayden and those guys were great as well when I came back from Melbourne, because I was a little bit, that was probably the more daunting thing for me, was coming back from such good care and a great practice over there and going, you know, starting with the Perth crew and being like, I knew them personally, I knew they were great people, but I'm like, was the results going to be the same?
Yep.
Because it was a new machine, you know, in a new site. So, but yeah, it was great.
Yep.
It was good, man.
And
And
then
it seems to really be growing, which is positive. I look at it. I look at it as a positive thing, you know. Yeah.
Yep. Awesome. And then just to touch on what you said there about finding the right artist to do the right cover-ups, what was the process like in terms of choosing an artist? Was it people that you knew personally? Did you have a design in mind and you kind of reached out to a few people to see who could do that? Was there artists that you kind of got sent your way as recommendations for who could cover up laser work? What was the process there?
So I had Peter Thorne cover up my sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
And originally, because I'm a little bit of a collector, so I have been tattooed by quite a lot of people in Perth.
Yep.
And I hadn't been tattooed by Pete yet. And I went and spoke to him, and he was like, he was quite excited about it because I think he'd done some cover-ups before, but nothing to that sort of scale.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was that easy for me.
Yeah.
And I spoke to Hayden and Jess about it as well, and they're all for it. I mean, they just suggest, you know, and they know the style I've got and that sort of thing, so they'd be like, yeah, that could work out great. And we had one of Hayden's friend and my friend Gina come down, and she took photos and documented it, and Pete was amazing, man, like being very open and to the whole process and making sure that the skin was 100% healed before he hit it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest things as well, is I wasn't in a rush, you know, like I just took my time.
Yeah.
And the designs were easy enough to sort of like choose because I had so much time between sessions, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was that kind of that easy once it was all healed.
Yeah. And I'm assuming Pete hasn't done all of your cover-up stuff. So has there been any situations where you've thought about going to an artist, kind of said what your idea is of doing the cover-up, and they've said, I've never done cover-up and I'm not comfortable doing it? Or has it all kind of been people being open to the idea of doing it and being able to do it for you?
No, Pete did do all my cover-up.
Done all of them?
Yeah. So,
right.
I mean, that was it there. I mean, I know it's hard to see now, but that half from there to there, he did all these pieces.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, that was, yeah. I mean, I didn't need to, but I wanted him to have it.
Yeah.
So it's cohesive.
Yeah. Fair.
for the whole art piece.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he smashed it, man. And I couldn't be happier with what he done, how he accommodated me.
Yeah. Awesome. What shop is Pete at? Because I know the name. I don't know if I've ever met Pete.
They're at No Man's Land in Applecross there.
Yeah.
Canning Highway.
I haven't been there, but yes, I know the name and I know the studio. So shout out to them. In terms of getting the laser, I've never had laser, but from what I've heard from people that know about laser, Jess and Hayden, and other people, I've heard that like it's like 5 times quicker than getting a tattoo, but it also hurts a lot more. Is that true? Was that your experience? And is that what you were expecting when you went to go get laser?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it hurts like hell. I think it really does. I've had laser taser. Feels like a taser.
You
Have
been-
you ever been
tasered?
tasered? A few times.
Yeah. Hayden said he was doing laser on you. He really just like put some goggles over you and just got a taser and just zapped you.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
No, so I had numbing cream, and I also did it without numbing cream.
Okay.
And the numbing cream takes the edge off.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been numbed when I've had a tattoo, but it was suggested for this and also for like the swelling and those sort of things, for the pain, all that sort of stuff. But it is quite quick.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot quicker than a tattoo, but it also depends on the size.
Yeah.
It's heaps quicker than a tattoo, but it is a lot more. It's just a different pain.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I keep coming back to it. If you want it bad enough, it's like getting a tattoo, man. It's like if you want it bad enough, you will sit through it for 3-4 hours, 5 hours, whatever you want. But if you're unsure, it will hurt way more.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want it and you do all the preparation, you do everything right, hydrate and do the whole process, like try to be as professional as you can about it. You'll have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. Was it what you were expecting when you went to go get laser, especially the first time you ever got laser? Was it what you're expecting? What were you expecting, and how did you prepare yourself? Other than like the numbing cream and all of that.
Yeah. No, that's actually a really good question. I think it was pretty bang on with what I was expecting. The post treatment was probably a little bit more gnarly than I thought it would be.
Okay.
Just with the swelling and the blistering and I knew it was going to be bad, but I didn't realize like it was pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I'm going to have to look into aftercare a little bit better, because I didn't, I did it the best I could, but I was still going out to shows at night, and I was still, still having pub lunches. And so towards the end of my treatment, I would go home, elevate my arm, ice pack, 30 minutes on or 30 minutes off, and I would do like all these things. I'd drink water. I wouldn't have alcohol and all these sort of things by the end of the treatment. And then my healing process was so much quicker and so much nicer.
Yeah.
But that's just my own journey, like I said before. And now I was getting like big pieces done at a time, especially because I was traveling. I didn't have that luxury of just, nipping down and getting a quick little zap and then nipping back a week later or, or 6 weeks later or whatever they suggest. So, yeah.
Yeah, nice. What was the other thing I was going to ask you about? I had something on the top of my mind and now it has
Tip of the tongue.
away. That's what it was. So obviously we've touched on it a little bit kind of vaguely. You do music kind of, I don't want to say in your spare time because that makes it sound like, oh, he's in his bedroom doing music. Look at him go. But like,
it's not far from the truth.
you do music. So you're in a band, correct?
Yeah, I am in a band. I also play solo. So my artist name is Harry Foxton.
Okay.
And I play country, Heartland rock, country rock.
Yep.
I play solo. I also have a band that we do a lot of a lot of gigs around town and do that sort of thing and recording and all the fun stuff. So yeah.
You did mention also here at the Hen House previously.
I used to. When I was just a front man at the time for a band called for my other band, old band called Foxton Kings. But Hen House has been great. They've been going for a while, so
yeah, they are legends. Yeah, shout out to them. So my question, kind of off that, you said before that like you view your body as like a piece of art now that you're more so covered. How did, like, before you got the laser and even leading up to the laser, how was your confidence affected kind of by the way you look, by the way you felt having that tattoo, whether you knew you were going to get it lasered or not, because obviously you weren't happy with it? How did that affect you in like day-to-day life? And did it have any effect on you like as a musician, kind of like, I don't know what you wear when you're doing your music, but like having those tattoos that you're not happy with on show, did it affect you at all?
No, not really.
Not really?
I wouldn't say, like, I knew it was there, but I'd still rock singlets and stuff. It didn't affect me like that much, you know. The confidence is definitely still there.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate enough that it was a half sleeve. So like most of my T-shirts would cover, 80-90% of it.
Yeah.
So like I was really lucky that it didn't go like a lot of people go straight to the forearms for their first tattoos or whatever they might tackle, their hands or neck or whatever. I was quite lucky. I picked a place that, most of the time you're gonna be wearing a T-shirt or a long sleeve shirt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was okay. I was all right. And I was, like I say, I was drumming at the time, so a lot of the time I was in singlet. So so yeah, it was on display loud and proud, my friend. Yeah.
Would you describe yourself as a drummer god or?
Shit. Yeah,
now you would, but not at the time.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm gonna regret saying that.
I'll describe you as a drummer god.
There we go. That should have been my drawing before.
Oh yeah, I do have a canvas that I get my guests to draw on. So you drew a, what was it? Skull
cowboy, or a skull with a cowboy hat, but it was terrible.
Okay.
Kind of looked like a burrito in the end.
That's right. What's wrong with the burrito?
They're yum. They're very yum.
They are nice. What was the skull's name? I didn't ask you.
That's great. That's Tex.
Classic.
Okay.
We love the classics there. Cool. So before I let you go, a little bit of a get to know you session where we're going to do would you rathers and fun questions, and I've heard you've got a pretty sick would you rather.
Oh, I don't know about that.
You said that it was like the best one ever or something? That's what you were saying off air, right?
Come off it.
All right. So before we get to the would you rather thing, this is a little game for you called Would You Get It Lasered? So I'm going to present a tattoo idea to you and you have to tell me whether or not you would get it lasered.
Okay.
In a world where you have no tattoos except for this tattoo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good.
Cool. Beautiful. If you'd like any clarification on any of the tattoos, please do feel free to ask. First one. A realistic tiger wearing pink ice skates.
How big is it?
About.
Oh, no. No, way too big. No.
Is that like 15, 20 centimetres? Getting it lasered?
Yeah.
Okay. Laser. Oof. Harsh. Man's going to be harsh with it. Across your shoulder blades, a Hollywood-style sign of your own name.
Oh.
Full name.
Does it have to be my legal name?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, now hold on. Your stage name.
Yeah, okay. I would do that.
Okay.
Oh, that'd still suck. But yeah.
It's not great.
Can it be black and grey?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Fuck it. All right. Yeah. All right.
About like half of your back in height, or a little bit less, like a third of your back in height, but all the way across your shoulder blades, like from there to there.
I'm also thinking how much that would fucking hurt to get lasered too.
That's the other thing to consider. No, that's going to help you out. Thinking about the pain of laser, that's going to help you out with the would you rather question.
Oh, God.
Next one. The periodic table of elements all the way down your arm.
Oh.
And around your arm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. No way. Nah.
What if it was just a chess piece? Full colour as well.
Oh, no, not colour. Not colour.
We'll even get Pete to do it.
Yeah, nah, Pete would do an amazing job, but nah, I'd blast that for sure.
Okay. Okay. Next one. This wasn't a random thought that I had before, by the way. A Neotrad portrait of Chad Smith.
The real drum god.
Yeah.
Okay.
On your calf.
Yeah, no, okay. Yeah. No, that's cool.
That'd be kind of sick,
Chad
right?
Smith's a legend. Yeah. And like you say, like, people might think it's Will Ferrell as well.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Double-edged sword or two birds, Yeah.
Two birds, one tattoo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There we go. No, that's the keeper, man. That's
okay.
Cool.
Okay, nice. And then this is the real heavy hitter one. The SW laser tattoo removal logo on your throat.
TM. Oh, on the throat.
On the throat. I was going to say on the face, but I'll be nice and say
I know
on the
Hayden's
throat.
going to listen to this, So I'm gonna say no. Of course I would.
You keep it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right in the throat.
Keep it, and then
Keep it.
off air. You told me that. That's. Would you get it lasered? So thank you for playing. That was.
They were great.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get my Chad Smith tattoo.
I'll book it in with
my throat tat.
Chad Smith on the throat.
Oh,
How about this? Photorealistic Chad Smith portrait on your throat, and then also get the Hollywood sign across your shoulders that says Chad Smith.
okay.
Yeah. And then like a tramp stamp that says Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Big fan. Big fan.
Is he in your top 3 drummers of all time?
He actually would be.
Okay. Who's your top 3?
Oh, Neil Peart's at the top.
Who's that? Sorry, I don't know musicians.
Drummer
or
for
anything.
Rush.
Don't know, sorry.
Rush?
No.
Oh, man, that's hard. But Chad Smith would be up there, though. And I mean... Ooh. Mike Portnoy as well. He's really great, man. From Dream Theater, original Dream Theater drummer. Yeah. And I don't... Like, Dave Grohl is a great drummer, but he's a great musician.
Mm-hmm.
And I often look at him like it's kind of similar to what I've done, what I have done. You know, come from behind the kit to the front of the stage type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave you 4 there, but 3. Chad would be in there.
Okay.
He's great.
Who are you kicking out?
Oh, I'd have to kick out Dave.
Yeah, because of all the...
Yeah, we won't go there. Allegations? No, they're not. Anyway.
Beauty. Fun. All right, on to the Would You Rather. Do you want to do yours first?
I've kind of got 2.
You go one, I'll do mine, and then we can finish with your other one.
All right.
Here we go.
Would you rather get eaten by a shark or eaten by a crocodile?
Shark, 100%, easily.
Oh, that
Not
was
even
quick.
close. Not even close. I think about this on the regular.
Oh, interesting. Really, though?
Yep.
Okay.
I think dying by shark. Okay, when you say eaten by a shark,
I shouldn't say eaten, or maybe I should say attacked.
are you saying like it bites off my leg and I bleed out and die?
Maybe I just say attacked. You've got a choice of being attacked by one of them. Maybe not eaten, because, shark would be way quicker.
Are you able to give me specifics on where the shark is biting me?
Nah, just a general attack without you knowing.
Still shark.
Okay.
I'm terrified of like deep water, but I also don't particularly want to have just massive fucking jaws close down on me and roll me around until I'm fucking dead.
Yeah.
Whereas a shark, it's just going to like bite, yuck, swim away, and then I'll bleed out. Not great. Still better than being rolled around in mud a whole bunch.
But there is a chance of you might be able to escape from a crocodile, slippery, mud slippery.
Not a
You
chance. No
slip
chance.
out of
Do you
it.
think you could escape a crocodile attack?
Depends how muddy I was.
If you got attacked by a crocodile in 100 different scenarios, how many times do you think you're escaping?
Yeah, a few.
Because I'll give you a hint.
10.
My answer is less than 1.
Oh.
It's not fucking happening.
So, so a shark.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Brilliant.
What would you choose? Shark or crocodile?
I'd choose crocodile.
That's insane.
I've
Wild.
been called worse.
Chad Smith. Okay, mine isn't really a would you rather, but it's a here's the situation. Would you take the offer? If you don't take the offer, you continue living your life as normal. But if you
Okay.
take the offer, then you take the offer. The offer is you get all of your current tattoos lasered and they're all gone like in one session. Not realistic. That doesn't happen. They're all gone in one session.
Mm-hmm.
And you get all the money back from the money that you've spent on all of those tattoos, and you can start again. You can get tattoos again after, but
no,
you
I'm happy,
lose all
man.
of them
I
for
love
now.
my tattoos. Yeah.
Okay, and you wouldn't take all the money for.
No,
Okay.
I don't need the money. No, that's cool. That's
Oh,
easy.
doesn't need the money.
No,
Fly
I mean
flex
like,
over
no,
here.
not a flex at all.
Okay.
I need all the money I can get. But no, I wouldn't. Yeah,
Okay.
I wouldn't. I love my tattoos. Yeah. Very happy.
My original question, because I didn't know how much you, like how many spots you've been lasered in. So my original question was, would you rather get all of your laser again at half the speed of tattooing, but you get the money back from the tattoo?
Nah. No.
Love that you had to think about that one a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit, but nah.
Still not taking it.
No.
Loves his tattoos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's your other would you rather?
I think this is like a party one. But
All right, here we
I've
go.
heard it before, and it always just comes to the front of my brain.
Let's do it.
Yeah, would you rather hands for feet or feet for hands?
I've heard this one before.
Yeah.
Do they do they work as
Yeah, they're
the
great.
other thing? So
They're
like
amazing.
So like my hands being feet, do they work as feet or do they work as hands?
Well, they're hands.
So they work as hands.
But I reckon their hands would be pretty good feet, possibly.
But like, can you do a handstand?
You'd have to, if you did a handstand, it'd be like standing up because your feet are on your hands. You know what I mean?
But I'm saying if you go hands for feet.
You still don't have hands on your wrists. You got feet now on your wrists.
Wait, so what's the other option?
Not true.
Isn't it either like 4 feet or 4 hands?
Yeah. It's brilliant. I'm like, yeah, you can't stop the other way.
Because if you've got like having hands on your feet would be ideal if they worked as feet, so you can still walk on them and everything. But if they work as hands, that means you have to like be able to do a handstand walk basically.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't walk.
Yeah, I guess.
Because if that's the case, no, I think I'm going hands regardless. Can you imagine having feet on your fucking like?
Yeah,
Imagine getting a wet willy from that.
not good. Not good at all.
Big toes straight in the ear.
Solid handshake.
Yeah.
Like shaking hands with a brick.
Just heel first.
Yeah. Ugh.
Oof.
Yeah. Weird.
Very much so.
Would you rather be blind or deaf?
I'm guessing fully blind and fully deaf.
Yeah.
I think
I
deaf.
don't know why I'm going.
I think deaf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I don't like by being deaf. The main things that are changing about my life, other than not being able to hear, is like not being able to listen to music, not being able to listen to podcasts,
Yeah.
and then like obviously communication.
It's tricky.
Blind, it's like everything you do changes. Because name one thing that you do every day with your eyes closed, other than sleep. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things you can still do without being able to hear. Not ideal, but you
Not
can still
ideal.
do them.
You're very practical. This is good. I think you're onto something.
I think so too. This has been a fun conversation about laser. But cool. I'll let you go. Thank you very much for being on the podcast. I do appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, man. It's
Anytime.
been great.
Anytime. Where can people find you online, either for your music or personal stuff? Feel free to plug any events or shows or anything you've got coming up as well. Straight into camera, whatever you want to call
I've been
that camera.
looking at that camera. That camera.
That's all right. You look wherever
and
you
my
want.
main protocol is Instagram, just Harry Foxton Music.
Yep.
And that's pretty much where I operate from. Yeah, and just all my gigs coming up are on there. So yeah.
Easy. Got anything exciting coming up?
We play Honky Tonk Blues in Fremantle quite a bit. We're headlining there this Saturday.
Nice.
And yeah, we've got a big New Year's Eve show there as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah,
Nice.
steady, man.
Anyone listening to this as of recording this Saturday, you missed it if you're listening to it now. So sorry. But go check out the Instagram and you'll
There we
see
go.
any gigs coming up. So thank you to the sponsors, SW Laser Tattoo Removal and Industry Tattoo Supply. Part 3 will be coming out next week. Get keen. Talking to tattoo artists that have done cover-ups, which is fun. That'll be the final part of this mini-series. So Thank you for all the love and support. Please be sure to like, subscribe, rate, share the show. Tell your friends, family, pets, and everyone that you know about the podcast. Do appreciate it. Thanks for being on again, man. I do appreciate it.
Awesome, bud.
And remember, if you can time travel, do it. See you later.